This is one that was a request a couple of weeks ago. Tsugumomo is the name of it. Tsugumomo. So we start off with episode 1. It's called The Scent of the Cherry Blossoms. This anime is it's a comedy.
Damn, I'm gonna name a cologne after that.
Scent of the Cherry Blossoms?
Yeah. They be like, this shit is fucking prime.
They probably already have it.
Damn.
This is a comedy series, seinen anime, somewhat harem, but it's not like
harem.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's rated M, so it's not rated X.
Oh,
but it's rated M.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Like how close is softcore to hardcore? I mean, honestly,
this is a lot more comedic take on it. It's not so much of like he's trying to get laid the entire time. It's just a bunch of comedic
situations,
encounters. Yeah. So episode 1, Scent of the Cherry Blossoms. Kazuya Kagami wakes up in class from a bad dream to discover that he has inadvertently groped his classmate Chisato Chikashi's breasts.
Well, you can just fast forward to him in jail and the series. Let's be honest here. That's how it would actually roll in real life.
Yes. After escaping her wrath and her beating the shit out of him, Kazuya...
So he didn't escape her wrath. He beat the shit out of him.
Yes. Like where he's got a puffy face and stuff at the end of it.
I don't consider that escaping a wrath.
Kazuya goes to the roof where he takes comfort in his late mother's obi, which is this like scarf, traditional thing in Japan, basically. Kazuya is attacked by a possessed wig and falls off the building.
Okay.
Yes, a possessed wig.
I'm following here. I'm with you here.
But is saved by his obi. It falls beneath him and catches him, basically, like by creating more.
It just gets stuck on a ledge and it breaks his neck.
It creates more of a cushion, basically.
Cool.
It like grows to the size of like a cushion type thing. From within his obi, a young girl named Tsukugogami emerges. They are met by the host of the wig. So the person that has this wig on now, or is being possessed by this wig, comes after them. Tsukugogami asks the host to sever their link with the wig, which the Tsukugogami calls an amasogi, which is like a item that has come to life, basically, with energy. However, the host and the wig attack, and the Tsukumogami is forced to destroy the wig before disappearing. At home, Kazuya reflects on the day's events before falling asleep.
That's some weird shit. He fucking passes out.
Kinda, yeah. Again, this is partially comedy, so... after another nightmare, he wakes up to find that the Tsukumogami is in his bed beside him now. After avoiding the confrontation with Kazuya's possessive sister, Kazumi... the Tsukumogami introduces herself as Kiriha, and that she, the Tsukumogami, is Kazuya's obi, the scarf, and that Kazuya is now her servant. So that's how the episode 1 ends. He meets this girl named Kiriha, and he learns that she is this scarf, basically.
Right.
This item basically come to life.
That's weird to me though. Like normally, like they would say, like, "Oh, it's his mother's scarf," so maybe it's a portion of his mother,
right?
But I'm like, okay, so why that's the rational story element that should have gone down,
right?
And instead, it's just some random girl.
Well, it's a random girl to him because he's never met this girl before.
It doesn't even look like a younger version of his mom at all.
No, it looks like it's got like pointed ears. Fangs.
Oh, it's an actual creature?
Yes.
Ish.
So it's a girl, basically.
Okay.
Episode 2 is called The Library and the Childhood Friend. Living with Kiriya is hard enough, but Kazuya also takes abuse from Chisato at school, the same girl that he felt up. Because they've been friends basically for a long time.
she finally made a move on her, huh?
And she does have the hots for him, so.
Oh boy.
That's why he woke up fondling her. Having forgotten to complete his homework, Chisato drags Kazuya to the library to finish his homework. While in the library, Chisato bashfully offers Kazuya to come to his house and help him study. But he turns her down. Because again, it's a comedy, so he's like, no, I'm good, I don't need any help.
I'm just too smart for it.
After Kazuya finishes, he encounters Kiriya while Chisato discovers that they are trapped in the library. Because she follows him to school, basically. This Itsuku Mogami, she follows him to school. And she was like hidden behind one of the bookshelves. So during the attempt to break free, the library transforms into an alternate space, and the books start flying and attacking Kiriya. Kiriya realizes that Chisato is the host of the Amazogi and tells Kazuya to fulfill Chisato's desire.
God, I wish it was like like English versions of the words, because I'm so confused all the time with Japanese words.
Okay, I'll just put it this way. I'll stop saying Tsuku Mogami. And
is that her name or is that the item?
That's the item.
Okay.
Or the type of creature she is.
So it's a type of creature?
Basically, yeah. It's basically a creature that's born from mundane objects that have emotion and energy put into them over time.
Oh, one of those things.
Yeah. So I'll just say her name from this point on. It's easier. Or I'll just say the type of creature that she is to make it a little bit easier for you to understand here. So Kazuya asks Chisato if she would like to come to his house to tutor him, and the library returns to normal. Because that was her whole desire. She wants to go to his house and help him. Okay. Like, she loves education. That's her whole thing. She has a crush on him, but she also loves education. Yeah.
Was she Hermione?
And, of course, she wears the glasses and everything else. So
traditional nerd.
Yes.
The girl next door, as one would say.
At Kazuya's house, Chisato apologizes, however. During this time, Kiriha explains that it was not Chisato's fault, but that the Amazogi, which is a possessed creature, basically, like the item that, since she loved like books and like all that kind of stuff, that's why it turned into a library that was attacking them, because that was her like emotional attachment type thing.
Right.
So, in his attachment, obviously, Kazuya's is this obi, this
scarf,
right, that belonged to his mother.
Still so weird to be like starts hooking up with some creature that came out of his mom's scarf.
Yeah,
would weird me the fuck out.
On top of that, it was owned by his mom, so his mom was also aware that this was a.
His mom was a lesbian?
No, surprisingly, no. Chisato, Kiriya explains that it's not Chisato's fault. So Kiriya is the girl that came out of the obi.
Okay.
Chisato is the nerd girl.
Okay.
But that the Amazogi was created due to a substance called miasma, basically.
The good old miasma. I know it well.
I'll say miasma, but the actual word is malison.
Miasma.
It's just easier
Skyrim.
to say. Yes. And that such a high concentration was the fault of the local deity, Kukuri.
So deity now?
Yes, they're blaming the deity for this, the local deity.
Okay.
So episode 3 is called Kukuri Hime. That's basically the deity's name. So Shiro is approached by Kokuyu, who mistakes him to be Kazuya. Shiro is Kazuya's friend in school, basically.
Okay.
Or somebody that knows him really well. And Shiro is a pervert. So
a man after my own heart.
he is basically you. He will try anything. And he sees this lady named Kokuyu, and she's got some giant, like, massive bazongas.
Big old donkeydonks?
Yes. Like
big old fee fi fo fumbas?
Like F's.
Good Lord. That's small in my domain. We're talking M's.
Z's.
Z's. I've seen, I know the woman has Z's.
Oh God.
Yeah, she's on the internet. She's
of course.
She's on Guinness World Records.
Oh really?
She has the biggest in natural and love.
They're natural?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly natural.
I mean, Guinness is like legit when it comes to like actual. It's like, this just has to be legit, or you all get banned.
We all get a grope. It's a bunch of perverts.
Guinness is fucking strict as fuck with their shit.
So, hoping to be able to grope her boobs, he treats her to a lunch at a nearby family restaurant. But he gets more than he bargained for when Kokoyu orders everything on the menu, leaving him with a huge tab in the end.
Oh, she a hungry girl, huh?
She ate everything on the menu. They gave her a plaque on the wall with her picture saying that she dominated the menu.
Damn.
Like, she ate everything because they brought out like 4 carts and stuff like that for her to eat.
Not bad.
And she just starts shoveling. Why he's like, oh my God.
He starts looking at his wall. He's like,
And she leaves him to pay the bill at the end.
If it was me, right? That, like, she does that, all that stuff happens. He looks at his wallet, she leaves, and then it cuts to black, and then it's him just washing dishes during the end credits.
No, this goes straight from that to the next day, basically, at school, where he runs up to.
I'll teach him comedy.
So the next day, when Kazuya meets up with Osamu, he gets a flying kick from Shiro, who is apparently disappointed and green with envy as to what happened yesterday. So Shiro thinks that since Kokoyu, this big bazonka lady, is looking for Kazuya, he thinks that Kazuya has something to do with her.
Oh.
Like he thinks that he knows her.
So he thinks he's crouching on his hunting grounds.
Yes. Who is apparently disappointed and green with envy as to what happened yesterday. Moments later, before recess, all of the students' lunches go missing. Then Kokoyu appears eating all of them.
So she's still going on?
She's still eating all their shit in the school now.
You gotta keep that. He's gotta keep her energy up. Those tears are too big.
She orders Kazuya to come with her, but Kiriha intervenes. So after a brief confrontation, Kiriha, Kazuya, and Chisato, so these 3 girls, accompany Kokoyu to a local shrine.
Okay.
Where, after confrontation, is waiting for Kiriha, where basically they have a confrontation that's waiting for them, for all 3 of them. Episode 4, we go into Trials of the Local God. So this is the deity that we were talking about earlier. As the fight between Kiriha and Kukuri continues, Kiriha uses more power, reducing her basically to a chibi form.
It's a chibi.
Kid version form.
Oh, good Lord.
So she starts off like in late teens, early 20s. Now she looks like I don't know. Trying to think, like a Ash age.
What, like how, 9? How the fuck old
I don't know how old Ash is.
Me neither. He's like a 45-year-old man. He's got that disease that just keeps him the same age, like Annie Minonakis. He's actually 52 in the series.
So, with Kiriya close to defeat, Kazuya has a vision and uses her true name to force her into her Obi form and wields her as a weapon against Kukuri, the deity.
Digimon. And
basically, the vision that he has is his mom.
No.
Showing him how to use different techniques and stuff like that. Because Kiriya, she can control like these fabric pieces that fly out. So you can make like think Green Lantern, basically.
Okay.
Where she can create woven shields. Where it's like a square. She can create like drill bits that spin even though they're made out of like fabric? Silk. Like a silk cloth. She can create hammers and stuff. Like, you can mold it into basically almost anything. As long as you know how to weave the pattern.
Wow.
That makes it. Is basically the way that is.
What a weird ability.
Yeah. He almost defeats Kukuri, this local deity. But finally has to accept the duty of Malison Cleaner, or Miasma Cleaner, as Kukuri gets hold of Kiriya and threatens to kill her. So basically, she kind of like blackmails him into doing it.
Not a blackmail.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's more than $6.
So, and this is like the deity looks like a 30-year-old, I would say, somewhere around there. Is like the age of, with a mask on. You can't tell exactly.
Oh,
but,
okay.
You know. Huh. So suddenly the string that holds her no mask on snaps. The little string. Mm-hmm. Also reducing her to her kid form.
Jeez.
So she looks like a 7-year-old. Because it's like 2 kids that are super powerful generally, but neither one of them have power. So they basically age to their power levels.
Okay.
So Kiriha, in a state of rage, suddenly roughs up on her forcefully and basically makes Kukuri scream in agony, where she grabs her leg and bends the shit back, like,
Aw.
comedic.
The good
the
old
comedic
the good old goddamn walls of Jericho.
Yes. Yes. Kazuya, Chisato, and Kiriya leave the devastated shrine because there's a big asshole in it now. And Kazuya and Kiriya go home and take a bath. That's the harem side.
Okay.
Again, it's more comedic than a lot of the overtly only sexual things, at least.
Reminds me of that one series where that guy can make a lightsaber out of like thin air.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that old one? He had like 50 women living in his house. It was an old show from back on Cartoon Network. Like he was like related to like some space like alien with like superpowers, and there was one with like long white hair that was like an outlaw. And then there was a scientist with red hair underneath the house. And I'm like, what?
Oh, Gintama?
I don't know what it's called.
I think it was Gintama.
He's just a regular random guy.
Yeah.
He can make lightsabers like out of thin air.
I think that was Gintama. I'm pretty sure. Because that's an older anime.
Yeah, it was. It was old.
I'll have to look into
It wasn't even old for when I was watching it. Like it just like the art style looked older than what cause I was watching Inuyasha at the time.
Oh god, Inuyasha
And
now.
that seemed crisper than what this was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still don't know what it's called. They remade it. And I tried to watch the remake. And I was like, nah,
You didn't want to see it?
not really. Not the remake.
Was it that?
No,
No.
he didn't have white hair.
Okay. I'll have to figure that one out. I'll have to figure out which one that was.
It was a harem style one too. I don't think he hooked up in any single one.
And neither does
They just
Kazuya.
lived in his fucking house.
As far as I know, like there's like a couple of instances where it may be implied, but it's never like, I'll put it this way, it's not Redo of Healing or Redo of Healer, the one that we never aired.
The one we will never air.
Exactly. It's not that. So episode 5 is called Training. So Kazuya is unable to reenact his fighting skills with the Obi and is forced to undergo Kiriha's Spartan training.
Spartan training, Jesus Christ.
That proves to be too much for him. Kiriya explains to Kazuya the finer details about God, if I could even fucking talk. Tsugumomo like herself. Meanwhile, Kukuri and Kokuyu don't have money to get the shrine fixed, which eventually collapses during the storm. It shows them holding up tarps, trying to nail boards up to it. And then a tree just flies through it.
Oh, damn.
So you get the comedic side of it. They have to move their quarters to the park. And they get ridiculed by Kiriya, who happens to be passing by. They're living in like underneath the side of a slide.
Shit. You're fucking going through it, huh?
That's the best part. The next day, Kazuya is summoned by Tada. What was it? Tadaka.
Tadaka. The fuck is that? Is that done for comedic effect, the name? Or is
Yes.
that, I'm like, what the fuck?
The school student council president.
Oh. School student council president.
Fucking hilarious because just them saying the name.
Yeah.
And they say it so fast. All right. He was the one that was being the host for the Amasogi that they encountered in episode 1, the wig.
Okay.
Who asks Tadataka asks him and Kiriya to investigate a series of mysterious Amasogi manifestations that occur with a tabletop RPG association. That's the club.
Cool.
Tabletop RPG Association.
We should join one of those. You think there's any around the city?
I'm sure.
Let's go find some.
And with its lone member, Nakajima.
Maybe one poor motherfucker by himself.
That was the best part of that whole thing.
He's just sitting there just messing with the boards pieces like, oh.
The biggest nerd you could possibly create in anime. The lone member. He's trying to create a club and get a room.
Poor guy, man. Damn, that must suck. I always wanted to go to there's that library down the street. It has like a chess club, right?
Yeah.
And like for years, I always wanted to go, and I never did.
Well, you could be like Nakajima.
I just play chess by myself. I just flip the board. I got one of those little like daisy counters. What are they called? The ones that spin in circles.
Yeah.
I just spin the board from white to black.
So they're going to go investigate Nakajima because he's the culprit. As they go through the hallway to confront Nakajima, they are joined by Asuma, the what do you call it? He's another type of nerd that's a manga artist in high school, but he's also a perv.
A man after my own heart. If I could draw the things you would see. Oh my god! What if I could draw?
Osamu is a very he's a perv.
I would send you so many pictures of what I drew.
He's a perv that's into like scantily clad weird shit for women type things that he draws. He needs inspiration for his drawing.
If you need inspiration for drawings, look at Tubi. You'll find some of the most exploitation type stuff you can possibly find.
Mm-hmm. So Nakajima orders a minotaur he created by drawing it on a Amasogi notepad.
Minotaur, you remember that weird Batman episode where they get sucked into a computer?
Yes.
It was so out of character. Oh, damn, I love that show.
So in this case, the only reason that the minotaur comes to life for Nakajima, this nerd that's wanting to create.
Oh, because he put so much fucking emotion into it, it just became real.
Like where everything he draws on this notepad becomes real.
Okay.
And manifest in reality. So he created it by drawing it on this Amazogi notepad to attack them, intending to force Tatataka to sanction the RPG Association as an official club. Because right now it's just him.
Why didn't you just ask? Well,
he tries, but the school council president, he won't do it.
He just has to
He's
make
like, it's just you. Like, what are you talking about?
That is 100% reasonable. And he's having the worst reaction. All he has to do is find enough members.
Yes.
And instead he fucking flips out.
Yeah, but he can't find nobody else to join.
I would join for him.
I don't think it would be a bad club. I just find it hilarious.
Yeah, we should have done that in school. If I knew that was an option.
We ain't got that kind of stuff in school here. This is Japan. You have to remember, they have different things than what we do.
We have tabletop games and stuff.
Yeah, but you can't just create a club out of nowhere.
You can't.
In school.
Like, excuse me, can we petition to have this school? Like, if you gotta get 30 members, yeah. I'm like, no problem. And no one fucking joins.
It's just you standing there alone with your board. So, unable to battle the Minotaur, Kazuya, Kiriha, and the rest can only retreat and manage to outsmart Nakajima. But he does not give up until his final attempt fails when Osamu switches his Amasogi notepad with his. Because they're both artists, supposedly, so he swaps them.
God, what is in his? Oh, no.
After the encounter, the group decides to dispose of the Amasogi notepad, but before it can be done, Osamu uses it to draw an adult version of Kiriha in her underwear.
Oh, Lord. What do you mean an adult version? Is she still a child?
Yeah, she's in her chibi form right now.
That nasty motherfucker.
He draws her as an adult, though.
Yeah, but I mean, he's thinking of her has he seen her as an adult?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Where Kazuya hoped it would be nicer, where he looked at it, he's like, that's nicer than what you really look like. Like he gets beating from her instead.
I imagine he would.
He's like, look, Kiria, you have boobs.
Gets the absolute shit kicked out of him. Did I ever tell you about that one anime where this guy is like an absolute fucking hound, and this woman finds him digging through her underwear or something in her locker? I can't remember the actual setup, but she it's that comedy thing where she starts kicking his head in on the ground,
yeah,
like super fast, like the whole like comedy bit that they do,
yeah, and
then she stops and she spits and he catches it in his mouth like and then she fucking kicks the shit out of him some more. It's just like she finds him. She starts kicking the hell out. Like I'm talking about her fucking heel is ramming into his skull repeatedly as he lays on the ground, all for comedic effect.
Yeah.
Completely stops, and she's like, she takes a huge loogie and spits, and he's just like, ah. She goes back to kicking his head in.
So you could be in one of these.
I live one of those.
I get spit on every day.
I always try to catch it too. That's why they spit so low now.
All right. So episode 6 is called Memories and Childhood Friends. A student confesses to
this woman asked me like she said she's not afraid of heights, and I'm like, I'm not either. I date tall women. Damn, I'm good.
Well, she looks and she's like, oh.
I'm really good with comebacks. Like, don't try me.
Don't try me, bitch.
I'm like I'm like the Wild West, like the quickest draw in the West.
All right. A student confesses to Chisato, and she rejects him. The nerd rejects this dude because he's got like just a horrible fucked up face with the square like Lieutenant Surge hairdo.
God,
straight cut.
Oh, Lieutenant Surge, yeah, the whole like blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only this is brown hair, but the same hairstyle basically.
Right.
Hosting an Amasogi, he turns the school into a dating sim gal game, forcing Kazuya to compete with him in a game for Chisato's affection. He basically turns it into one of those kind of what was those games on Newgrounds a long time ago? Somebody got caught with it.
God,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Those ones where you like you have like a normal life, and then the whole combination is you hook it up with a girl.
Yes.
And for it to have like a nude scene.
Yes.
And that's the whole culmination of the game.
Yes, that's what this dude has. That's his Amazoki.
Oh boy, the whole thing?
A disc.
Jesus.
So it turns the whole school into one of these games.
Damn.
So, however, not everything goes as planned, and Chisato hates Kazuya even more because he keeps fucking up the lines.
Oh.
Everything he does fucks it up more. Kazuya asks...
I've been doing that with that new game, Marvel's Midnight Suns, on fucking PS4. Mm-hmm. Like I'm trying to talk to that one chick Magic, with the mutant. Everything I say makes her mad. I'm like, God dang it.
So Kazuya asks Osanai to help him win Chisato's affection. And Osanai reveals that there's a glitch that can help Kazuya win the game.
Yay.
This is the perv. The one that draws.
Like he comes out of the fucking he comes out of like a darkened room in the hallway. Like, I can fix it. I can help you.
He comes up behind me.
I have the solution. He's on that full Darth Sidious episode 3 of Star Wars. I can help you.
He knows everything about the game too.
Like, I can help you keep her alive.
So Hiroshi, which is the guy that's got this game, is about to ask Chisato out under the cherry tree, but Kazuya interrupts him before he finishes. Chisato asks Kazuya what he wants, saying, it was like, what do you want? With this like anger in her eyes because he's fucked up everything through the whole day.
Like if it was like the actual stats, it'd be like -5 on her heart stat.
Yeah, like he's beyond negative, literally, on the points. Because he's fucked it up so much. So Kazuya takes $2 out of his backpack and tells her that he found them after looking for them. Then he tells her that he wants to play house with her. That's the one line
that works.
That wins.
Jesus.
Because it supersedes every other line. Like, because what Ozanai, what he said is that the free words that you choose when you try to win this game at the last exploit that there is, whatever her soul wants will beat everything.
Okay.
He's like, I know how to win this.
I remember one time in Red Dead Redemption 2, it has nothing to do with because you have honor stats. Mm-hmm. You can have really low honor by doing terrible things. You can have really high honor by doing really great things. Right. And one time I helped this guy from getting mauled by I did it twice, by the way, to see what would happen. The first time he was getting attacked by wolves, and he was up on this little rock, this boulder in the woods. Yeah. And he was slipping. So I scared the wolves away, and he climbs down like, "Thank you, partner. I appreciate it." And I fucking blew his I don't know why. I got so much negative points for that. The other time, he's like, I heard him like, because it was another replay. Like it was another playthrough. I played Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot. And he's like, "Help me, partner! These wolves are gonna get me." And I want to see how far it goes. Right? Legit, fucking falls off, and they fucking eat him alive. They still lost negative points. I didn't do shit to him.
You watched.
Well, yeah. I watched with binoculars.
All right, so he says that he wants to play house with her because this is what apparently they did whenever they were really like little kids.
Okay.
Where she always wanted to play house with the 2 dolls that she had.
Right.
And that's what her.
You know, we had that one time in kindergarten, like a little house, like a playhouse, right? Mm-hmm. Someone shit in the toilet. Nasty motherfuckers.
So Chizato's affection is raised to the maximum, and she remembers the time that she used to play house with Kazuya in kindergarten. Kazuya and Chisato go to the nurse's office and decide to rest. Because basically it's like, fuck this. Because she just came out of like a trance. Mm-hmm. So she's fucked up too. Meanwhile, Kiriya and Ozanai ask Hiroshi where his CD basically is. He says in the computer lab.
Right.
Put that bitch in the computer lab. Ozanai asks, surprised, what version of the game it is. Turns out to be the game's X-rated version.
Oh, shit.
So in the nurse's office, where Kazuya is, Kazuya wakes up tied to the bed. Ozanai and Hiroshi rush to the computer lab and manage to destroy the Amazogi, the disc. Mm-hmm. Kiriya rushes to the nurse's office and was surprised by what she saw.
There she was.
Where they're both hiding behind curtains because they're both butt naked.
Oh, Lord.
But it never says exactly what happened. Like, you don't know if anything, you don't know if the disc was destroyed before something actually.
Yeah.
That's the comedic side of it, though. Where it's like...
Before the backbreaker 9000 did its work or not.
It's like, Ozanai's like, oh God, which version is it? He's like, it's the PC version. He's like, oh, that ain't the mobile version. That's the one that's
the real one. Oh, no.
Because he knows everything about the game.
I bet he does.
All right. So the next one is Kaneyama-san, is the title of it. After encountering a big Malison manifestation from school, Kiriha and her usual temper fit confronted Kukuri in a series of torturous wrestling locks where she expresses her anger over the latter's misinformation about the Malison levels that Kazuya should have encountered, basically.
So she's getting the people's elbow.
Because these deities, they can buy weather forecasts for the miasma levels. But she's too broke to afford it, so she had last week's.
So she has no idea what's going on?
Basically.
That sucks.
They thought Kokuo is around. She is unable to provide support since she has a report for work in order to pay off the repairs and other debts that the shrine still owes. So this demon girl that's got the big ass boobs is having to go work somewhere to pay off the deity's shit.
Dude, starting OnlyFans, you'd be set.
The torture only stopped when Kazuya promises to buy Kiriya some pudding. That's her weakness. Cups of pudding. While waiting for Kazuya, Kiriya and Kokuri have a little friendly chat while building a sand dam in the playground since they're living still in the playground.
Jeez.
Until a duo of rowdy boys ruin it. Kids. That cause Kiriya to go around after them until Kazuya arrives and takes them both back to his house. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Chasing little kids all around and shit. Kazuya and Kiriya settle down for dinner. Kazuya plans to take some of his large portion left over to Kiriya. Because he's having dinner with his family and he's going to, it's like, you know what? I've got some extra. I'm going to go take it up to her because he doesn't finish off his full dinner, right?
Okay.
Only to learn that her existence was already known on the day that she had taken human form, more so as Kazuya's father, who already knew her ever since he was courting his mother way back in high school. So his dad already knows about this fucking spirit.
Huh.
He's like, we already know who she is. Even though he was trying to hide it the entire time because he's like, I got this girl at my house. Like, he's afraid that somebody's going to find her and think some weird shit. And it turns out they already know she's there the entire time. His sister and his dad.
Right.
Whom is Kiriya's master during that time. So Kazuya's mom. where she always gives him a rough time. Basically, Kiriya ruins Kazuya's dad's everything. Like, every time he would try to do something like romantic for Kazuya's mom, she'd fuck it up. Yeah. Okay. Like, they'd be in the movies and he'd reach his hand over and somehow she would just be there just smashing the shit out of his hand. Like, every little thing you can think of. Like, he's trying to be nice to this girl and she's fucking up his whole day. Or he hands her a love note and then she just rips the shit and throws it in the air.
Somebody should rewrite it and send it back to her.
It wouldn't be surprising. Kazuya has decided to bring some pudding to Kokuri, only to find their temporary shrine demolished. Their sandcastle slime set has been demolished. So now they don't have anywhere to live either. And it was all because after a parent complained to the city official about it being a safety hazard for her children.
Damn. Goddamn Karens.
Kazuya's sister and father allow Kiriya and Kazuya. He allows basically the demon Bazonkazonk lady and the deity to live at their house for a little while.
Yeah.
Y'all can stay here after she got blackmailed.
Rent $350.
Let's see here. And it's all because Kiriya blackmails Kazuya's father about the embarrassing love letter he was reciting to Kazuya's mother when they were teenagers at the time. Because he says, I can't have somebody else stay here. And then she just starts reciting words. He's like, you can stay here. He's like, oh shit, shut up. Because it's just too embarrassing. On the next day, Kiriya, together with Kukuri and Kazuya, they go down to Kanara Shrine in order to borrow some money from Taguri, which is another deity. Okay. So it's like, you know what? To fix our shrine, we're going to have to go see her and borrow some money.
Just take a loan from someone else?
Yes. In order to purchase some, it's basically to get one of those forecasts that I was talking about that you have to pay for.
Right.
They need enough money to do that.
How much are these? Jesus.
Too much for them to afford.
God dang.
Because think about it, deities should have donations given to them constantly.
Right.
So they're supposed to have money for stuff, but she can't afford it.
Weird. I guess they don't have a lot of devotees.
No, they don't. But on a condition, she'll give them the money, but on a condition that they play her version of cards, where every wrong move has a corresponding consequence, where Kiriya and Kukuri's, to their chagrin, they have to endure the entire game with a series of perverted acts by Taguri.
Oh, Lord.
And the names of the shit is fucking hilarious. Like Licky Licky Smooch Smooch.
Oh, God.
And this deity, this Taguri, she's a fucking freak. But she only likes those two girls. She doesn't like Kazuya at all. She looks at him with one of those scowls
right.
It says on the thing, girls here only, on a sign behind her. And it's basically the match game. The whole card matching,
right,
where you have to match each one as pairs. I can't remember the actual name of the damn game right now. But it's where you have to match two of each for everything as you go.
Does it just match?
I guess it might just be, I don't know what the fucking name of it is.
It's probably the simplest thing we can't even think of.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah,
right?
you just two of the same item, or two fucking ducks.
Yeah,
and then you gotta remember it when you see it, and it flips back over, and you gotta do it again. You gotta remember that was there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get three chances. You're like, what the fuck? 3 chances to try.
So all these brass cards have different things written on them. Some of them are money amounts, which is what you get when you win, and then the other ones are the perverted acts that you.
I mean, that has monetary value, or it has value of a different kind to me. It might not be monetary.
So the two girls have to play, with the exception of Kazuya, since the game can only be played by girls.
So what's he there for? I guess he gets a show.
In the end, Taguri does win everything. She gives them every time the money comes up, you get the money. But she gets all the perverted acts every single time. So the game ends whenever they garner about 175,000 yen.
God, wow, that's not a lot, actually.
But there's Licky Licky Soul. The souls of their feet, and then
I don't like foot play.
And then grope and stuff.
Which is rabbit titties, handfuls.
There's one where it's bunny costume. The other one's
Why does she just pay just for that
that's
stuff?
what she's. That's the whole comic bit. She just pays.
She's just paying them to do dirty stuff to them.
Yes, because she wins every time.
She could just skip and just ask.
Because they try to win.
I'd be like, how much for both of you?
Well, because their plan going into it is that since they're brass cards, they know that Taguri is playing by watching like marked cards almost.
Right.
Like where fingerprints on which cards have been touched and stuff like that. She knows where they are. And their whole thing is they do trick her by wiping off the fingerprints whenever she goes to help Kiria find the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And of course she runs to follow her since...
She's a pervert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even perverts have their limits. Foot play and toilet stuffing.
Well, for Taguri,
she likes it all.
she does. And Taguri, she wipes all the things off. So whenever when this deity comes back, Taguri, she's like, she thinks that she knows that they moved the cards.
Right.
Well, it turns out they never moved the cards. They just wiped off the fingerprints. And it's like, haha, now we win. And then she points to a sign behind her where it says no one allowed to touch cards when it's not your turn. So, of course, that's why she gives them the 175,000 yen, but then she gets to do all the dirty shit that she wants.
Oh, boy.
Episode 8, it's called A Certain Day with Kagami Household. So it's basically 2 episodes in one.
Okay.
2 stories in one. The first follows the exploits of
call that the story A and B.
Basically, yeah. It's got 2 titles, all that kind of stuff.
A is the main story and B is the subplot.
Because the first one is A Certain Day in the Kagami House, and then the second half is called The Super Popular Fragrance.
Maybe it's not A and B. Maybe it's just too many stories.
I think it's just too many stories in there. The first follows the exploits of the Kagami household on an average day with no miasma cleansing. So it's like they're going to the grocery store, just literally doing mundane shit.
The dad's just like, these bills.
Yeah.
So you see him just open up a drawer and just take a fucking bottle of scotch.
And the second one, the super popular fragrance, that first pervert that we met in the first episode that noticed the big bazonkazonk girl, he creates his own item, like out of willpower,
just
basically.
out of sheer perverted will.
Yes, where it's a cologne. So he sprays it on him. It draws every woman to him.
You know, I bought this cologne at Walmart parking lot the other day. It's called Liquid Penny Dropper.
You bought it just for the name, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, this guy was stealing out of the trunk of his car. I was like, hey, why not?
Depends on how much you paid. That's the thing.
Oh. So do these stories run parallel? Like this first one scene is one story, then the next scene is the other story, and then it's so on and so forth? Or is it one story all the way through, and then the other story all the way through?
The story's just all the way through.
Each of them?
Each one.
So
yeah.
they're all just a mini story?
And they're not really like... they don't tie in with the rest of the season. It's basically kind of one of those...
filler?
A little bit, yeah.
Good old filler?
What happens though eventually is that Kazuya, for the second episode, where it's the fragrance one,
right.
He takes it from him. He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he takes his clothes, like, no.
Hey, look, it's all I have.
Basically, yes, that is what it is. But he takes it, and then it gets spilt all over him.
Yeah, because that's...
So then everybody's chasing him.
Everybody or just...
All the women are chasing Kazuya. He ends up with all these girls in the bathtub together. Just like the most random shit.
Lucky man, I guess.
So to get out of all that, because basically when you destroy somebody else's created Amazogi, you give them a karmic decrease. So like the one that had the wig, his punishment after it got killed by Kiria, it caused him to go bald.
Oh, okay.
So like there's a repercussion if you don't destroy it yourself. If you destroy it yourself, like the one that created the game, like where he had his own like perverted game going on, he broke his own the game itself. So it didn't create any repercussions.
I wonder what... I guess the writer couldn't come up with something. What would the repercussion be for a video game? It'd be weird.
Reverse harem.
What? So he's just part of another person's harem? One in the line?
I mean, you know, you never know.
Oh, I wonder.
So the repercussion and the backlash to Kazuya destroying this bottle of cologne that's not his, because it manifested with him since it poured all over him. He smashes the bottle, and it makes that other dude. He smells like ass for like a week.
A whole week, huh? You think it'd be for life?
The description was dirty diapers and garbage.
Oh God!
And it says that he suffered less than the people around him.
Wow. They took the true brunt of it.
Yeah, because they're all there. You see the picture, he's sitting in the back with his desk, and everybody else is to the edges of the room.
Oh my God.
The teacher bent over the desk, like,
just try to breathe while he teaches his class.
It's fucking hilarious.
That is funny.
It was like, oh God, he's just saying, like, what?
I'm surprised it's not permanent, seeing as the other guy went fucking bald.
Well, he got his hair back, but like it's for a
temporary time. Okay,
like random amounts though, because I guess it depends on how bad it was.
Right. Just fucking smelling like ass every day. He goes home and his dad's like, "Son, you smell like fucking ass." I do.
Alrighty.
It'd have been funny. It'd have been funny if like that happened, right?
Yeah.
But that's just how he was all the time. So, it never affected him really.
He just always smelled like ass.
Don't smell like absolute fucking dog ass.
Next one is called episode 9, Letter.
How many are there?
12.
12 episodes.
It's a short season.
Nice story.
There is a second season.
Good old One Piece.
I know.
Let's do the second season next week.
We're going to start a whole new season. It's going to go on for 1,000 episodes.
One Piece.
That's just the show. There is no season.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Same way with Naruto.
Whatever fucking chapter you're on.
There is no season. It's just...
Chapter 1917. I wonder how far he's going to go. You think he can break 2,000? He couldn't. He
could.
He couldn't break 2,000 One Piece episodes, could he?
He could.
What more does he have left to say?
I know they went through everything.
I mean, we're talking about like if he does it once a week, even with the bye weeks, it's almost like a little bit like over the 40, 48 maybe. Like I think his longest break was a month. That's take 4 away. That's still 48 out of 52 weeks.
Depends how long his publisher wants him to continue.
What do you mean? As long as the story matters, it should always be about the story.
That's why. Well, for instance, that's why Kubo quit. The guy that made Bleach.
Did he?
Pressures. He's like, fuck it, I'm done. His art in the manga started getting worse, and he didn't care as much.
Like broke his arm and it still didn't work.
Yeah.
Use your left one.
All right, so episode 9. The episode starts with Kazuya and Kirya doing a mock battle with Kukuri. Unable to act fast enough to give Kukuri the upper hand, thus losing to her, which infuriates Kirya. As punishment, she has Kazuya do 100 practice weaves, much to his chagrin.
I forget he had that weird power.
Yes.
I keep forgetting he actually has abilities.
Yes. With her anyway.
Right.
The next day in school, Kazuya, together with Chisato and Asamu, were summoned by Tadataka again.
So why is everything that happens in the school? It's always you three.
And this is where we find out who suffered from baldness due to his malice and atonement. That's what it's considered as, a malice and atonement.
It wasn't him? Or they didn't know it was him?
They didn't know that he was bald.
Wow.
They knew it was him, but they didn't know that because he goes to open the door and falls.
His fucking wig falls off?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Damn, he must have put a lot of attachment to that wig. Now that I think about it. It's like a prized possession.
And then whenever they walked in, he puts it back on like lightning fast.
Yeah.
He sits down and he's like, we're not just going to walk past that. Are you fucking bald? And he's wanting them to look into a string of haunting attacks that involves a deceased student named Nago, who died 2 years ago from an apparent suicide.
Oh.
During their investigation, they encounter Nanakai, who is a member of the school's newspaper club, who is also investigating the same case. They had a brief encounter with Nago after she tries to attack Kosakabe in the changing room, which is another girl that you're not going to have to worry about the name as much.
Okay.
After the brief encounter...
It's not like she's going to die or something.
No, not specifically, no. Kosakabe has told them about Nago, her history, with the what they consider the Nishina Uchiha, Yuichi fan
Because
club.
usually with Chia, like, oh, she got the eyes.
No. Basically,
Goddamn shotting gun.
basically, she is a member of a club that likes a guy, and they created a whole club
One guy,
around loving this one guy, and he didn't even know about the club.
Justin Bieber.
Kind of, yes, it's almost like that. Same kind of hairdo too. And they later learned that Nanakai is Nago's sister, and fearing that one of this club would be the next to be attacked, both Kazuya and Kiria sprung into action in order to save her from Nanako. Where they also learn that Aiko is a kami oni and a lock of hair. Basically, this girl used a lock of her sister's hair to bring this monster to life, to get revenge for her sister's suicide.
Oh, a little too dark now.
No,
The writer should have found some other angle than suicide.
Fearing it, basically, they fear that it contains information that would put the blame on the group, and that's the reason that this group never said anything about what happened. However, as she gives the letter to Nanako, she later finds out that Aiko was infected by Asamogi growth in her chest. Basically, this like face-looking thing on her like middle of her chest right there, and that she killed herself in order to protect her sister from the Amasogi's influence. After Nanako had finished reading the letter and finding out the truth, both Kazuya and Kiria have to face that. Basically, they face this monster, which they had difficulty with, but in the end, they managed to destroy it. In the last few moments of the episode, let's see here. What was the name again? Sumeragi, a Malison cleanser, has appeared while Kiria is pounding Kazuya in anger because he didn't work hard enough.
Sounded sexual as fuck.
No, she's beating the shit out of him again.
I don't. Yeah, but he said pounding him in anger.
Yes.
That sounded way different.
All because Kazuya refused to retreat during the battle. So he's like, you stupid son of a bitch.
Hey man, samurais don't retreat.
Why, he's just got like this big old shit just popping out of his face. Like he's constantly, and then the one thing she'll do is she'll grab his just nuts and just start ripping them.
Okay, what the fuck?
Where he's like, like,
is he really or he's like
no, it's like she's.
He's like harder.
He acts like he hates it, but he loves it.
Yeah, he fucking loves that shit. Fucking squeeze him. So alternate the squeeze left to right. So squeeze one and stop, and then squeeze the other and stop.
So
and back and forth.
Episode 10 is called Nude in the Futon.
Have many memories of that.
Kazuya and Kiria are challenged and attacked at school by Sanao, which is the girl that was watching them beforehand, who holds a vendetta against Kazuya's mother. And her katana, Kotetsu, that's the sword's name. Okay. Later, Kiria tries to confront Kazuya whenever he refuses to get up from the futon.
He's ass naked.
He's all wrapped up in a blanket. He doesn't want to do shit.
He's ass naked, isn't he?
When she suddenly turns back to her normal grown form.
She was still a child?
Yeah, the chibi form.
Ew.
They're caught in an embarrassing position when Kazumi and Kokuri enter the room. Because he's underneath the blankets all nude as shit.
He's fucking ass naked.
Because she's like, are you going to ever get up? Never. Because he didn't want to fight this girl, so now he's like, I ain't never getting up.
Why do you get butt naked when he got in the...
And then, what are you going to do for food? My sister will bring me food. He's never going to leave that futon.
Weird.
Episode 11 is called Duel. Kazuya. I knew it.
Have you watched your favorite Digimon? The one with the card?
The which one?
The one with the cards? The one that you can't fucking stand?
I can't stand that one. I can't.
I don't know why it's my favorite one.
What is it?
I think because the actual kids have more actual what's the word?
Usage?
Yeah, they're not just standing there like, oh my god, Agumon. They're over here fucking thinking strategy.
All right, so episode 11, Kazuya has a dream where he talks about his relationship with Kiria to his mother, Kanaka. That's her name. The next day, he has a duel with Sanao, organized by the deity Kukuri, to determine who will be this town's miasma cleaner, basically.
Who's going to be the sheriff, eh?
Yeah.
This town ain't big enough for 2 sheriffs.
Episode 12 is called Partner. This last episode of the season.
Partner.
During the duel with Sanao and Kotetsu, Kirya and Kazuya enter a state of divine possession, greatly increasing their power. Basically, she takes over his body completely. His hair turns white from being black. He gets markings on his head, and he's able to use her powers.
God
basically.
dang Super Saiyan all of a sudden.
Yeah. Greatly increasing their power. Afterwards at home, Kukuri takes care of an exhausted Kazuya, and Kirya manipulates her into bathing him. It's like, that's your punishment. You made him do this shit. Go give him a bath. Because he can't move.
Just dumps him in the fucking water. He's fucking drowning.
Sanao's mother states that she can't come home to be the head of the family unless now she has to marry Kazuya somehow. This girl that he fought.
Uh-huh.
He's like, she goes back to her house and he's like, you got fucked up by him. Now you got to marry him because that's the only way you're becoming the head of the family.
Wait.
Yeah.
So we now got another goddamn freeloader?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think she's living with him yet. And at least not in this episode.
I'm sure the next season, like 50 women in there.
And then at the very end of the episode, we have Kirya. She's joining the school now as an actual student.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to go by the name Obina Kihira.
Obina Kihira.
Mm-hmm. That's how the episode ends.
Huh.
It is, like, I'll put it this way. There is fan service in it, but there's a lot of, like, comedic parts in there that actually make it, I don't know, probably like a 7 for me. Mm-hmm. 7 out of 10. Like, it's not the best anime I have ever seen in the world, but it has its funny moments to it. Like, every time he does something stupid, it's like, he just gets the shit beat every time. He's always doing something stupid, so running his mouth or saying the wrong things, and he's so innocent about it. Like, he doesn't mean to, he fucks up constantly. Well, that's the end of my breakdown for tonight. Anything to add to that?
Where's the hentai version?
I'm sure there is one. It wouldn't be surprising. It wouldn't be hard to extend it out to a hentai version.
No.
That's why it's rated TVM.
TVM. Damn, it's a deep one.
Yes.
So the TV-14, where you got Sanji sucking on a lollipop instead of smoking a cigarette.
Yes. Well, that's the 4Kids version.
Yeah. With probably the best intro to One Piece ever. Damn, they had a great fucking song.